Dungeons and Dragons.
This is a very sloppy start.
Oh, it only gets worse from here, apparently. Alright. Shara, it is your move. Now, what are you doing? Quickly.
I said I'd like to help him,
Alright, explain to me what you're doing. Don't just say help him.
I said pull him out. Yank him out.
Alright, so you're gonna run over there and yank him out.
Yes, I am.
Alright, so you're running over. Explain to me. So you run over there, you stick your hand out. You're trying to reach for him. Now, of course, keeping in mind that the rest of the tent is going up very rapidly in flames. So, what are you doing? What are you trying to do exactly?
I mean, I'm.
Help me out here. Role play it to me. Describe what's going on, bud.
I saw you. I extended my arm.
Yes, no, yes.
Grab my arm.
Okay, I'll grab your arm.
So you grab him. All right, cool. You grab him. Go ahead, and I need both of you to roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
A dexterity saving throw?
Roll me a 1d20 plus whatever your dexterity modifier is.
Oh, fuck yeah. I love my dexterity modifier. Oh my god, I got above 20.
Whoa! That is illuminated. That is not an
19.
That's an
20 and 19.
Shit.
Looks like I'm out in the clear. I mean,
dude, if he is an out,
so,
I don't even know.
Basically, as wow, that's good shit. So basically, you each reach out, and Nork grabs your arms, and of course, you're the strong, the monk. You have these sinewy arms from years of just punching shit, beating meat, that kind of thing. And you grab him, and you just using just your forearm strength alone, really, you just extricate him directly from it. He shoves himself out, and as he sort of pulls himself through the tear in the tent that he's created, it creates a big, huge open hole, and suddenly just whoosh, the rest of the tent engulfs in flames. Now, of course, y'all being cool guys, neither of you look at the explosion as it happens. You sort of fall backward and, look away. And embers just whoosh, fly up into the air like fireflies into the night. And inside the tent, you can hear screaming. Just, oh my God, just the two men that were still in there screaming as they're engulfed in flames and completely charred. It's pretty scary to look at, scary to watch, but what's scarier still is in the distance now, you're all very aware of a sound closer than you'd like it to be of, men, they've set the tent on fire. Come, get them. And you can hear just really close now, this trudging sound of these boots just through the woods. Probably more men probably than you can count, an innumerable amount just coming from every direction now. You realize that probably they've been sneaking through the woods this whole time. Perhaps they suspected you were here long before you knew about it. And as they close in on you, you guys are out of combat now, and it's up to y'all what's going on.
Alright, they're like this any bit as you do, but
I choose to act.
the only way that we're getting through this is if you mount on my back and we hop into this tree. Over, what's happening now?
Whose turn is it?
I just asked her to. We're not taking.
Well, we're out of turns now. There's no necessarily turns. We're free
out of
exploration.
combat. Yeah, we're out of combat.
What are you doing?
I just asked her to hop on my back so that we can climb into the tree.
Who, the girl?
Copy that.
She looks at you with terror in her eyes, and she looks back at the tent that's going up in flames. And slowly she turns back to you, and still not saying a word, her eyes open wide in fear, tears running down her cheeks. Slowly, she just nods to you, and as she does so, she sort of reaches up and grabs the necklace around her neck, and she's rubbing it between her fingers, and it almost looks like she's whispering to herself, but she's not making any sound. Her lips are just faintly, barely moving as she nods, and then, without another word, she just puts her arms around your neck, and so you're going to attempt to climb the tree again?
Yes. Oh,
Alright, do you have a climb skill?
yes, sir, I do have a climb skill, yes, sir.
Alright, do you have a number attached to it?
Hold on, let me,
Or do you just have the climb skill? Is that what you have? You might just have a climb skill.
+2.
Okay, awesome. So, go ahead and roll me a d20 plus your 2. What'd you get? I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at my book.
10. Oh, 12, sorry, 12.
10 plus 2.
12, Simon 8.
Yeah, actually, okay. I'll allow that.
Yes!
So you, the girl, of course, like I said, she's like 16. She's not fully grown yet. She's a little bit taller than you still, but she's very thin. She doesn't have a lot of weight behind her, and so you just shoot, and just start working, shimmying your way up this tree trunk. Nork, what are you doing?
I need a little bit of an update. So as he pulled me out,
So are we both
we
like
still in
flat on the
motion?
ground, or are we like standing up still?
Right, are we still in
Well,
motion?
it doesn't.
Have I landed?
You're
Have you
out.
landed?
You're outside of combat, so I mean, you're not taking real turns. Nothing really takes an amount of time right now. So like, you've got
Let
up,
me
you're dusting
clarify.
yourself
I got you.
off.
Okay,
We must
I got
hide
you.
somewhere. Men are
No,
coming.
here's the. Are we out of the movement? What I wanted to do is, since we have hands locked and we both have high dexterity, I was going to try to sling them in the direction of the team. Get them away from the men approaching. Back to the team. While we're rolling, can I fling him as far as I can and get him closer to Banthos?
I mean, at this point, you're not really in that action. Like you've pulled yourselves out of the tent. You're on the ground. You're good. Like there's no momentum. You can do that as a separate thing if you want to try to do that.
Well, let me enter dialogue with Shara, right? It's me and Shara.
We'll just talk to him. Yeah.
He's a female.
Shara,
He's a trap. Traps are gay.
Yes.
Shara, Shara,
Yes.
save the girl. I reached my hand out for his.
Sorry.
Shara, take my hand. Save the girl.
Take it, faggot.
Okay.
All right. So you're gonna try to what?
Fling that nigga.
I
Where?
can't hear him.
Where are you trying to throw this guy?
I'm gonna throw Shara at Banthos. Like in that direction. I'm reaching my hand out. If he grabs my hand, I'm gonna try to, with all my might, toss him in that general direction.
All right. Well,
Shara,
whatever.
take my
Good.
hand.
Roll a d20 then. Roll me a d20 and a strength check.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Like d20 with your strength.
1d20 strength modifier is 3. Damn.
So you grab his hand and you attempt to throw him sort of toward the tree, but instead you actually just kind of shove him to the ground awkwardly.
Oh, thanks.
My bad. It went differently in my mind.
Sean, what are you doing? How are you reacting to that?
Freaking thanks. I didn't need to be shoved to the ground. What was even planned there? Whatever.
All right, so
You must hide somewhere.
Save the girl! And then you boom.
The music was playing too, and it just stopped in the perfect moment.
You must really hide somewhere. I think Ventos is looking at the girl.
Yes, let's hide.
All right, can I?
Where to? I gesture, DM, can I see where the enemies are approaching? Can I hear the direction they're approaching from? Can I signal
you
them
can, I mean,
they're approaching?
go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Perception. Damn it. Give me a moment.
It's 1d20 plus your...
Yeah, I just don't have that on
Intelligence
hard copy. I gotta bring up my character sheet and go check my skills. I don't have the skills laid out on my hard copy. Sorry. Skills. Here we go. Level 1 perception. Perception is a total of 3.
Okay. So then roll that.
Oh wait, I have
So
to forget to roll
1d20 plus 3?
Roll a
1d20.
d20 plus 3.
+3. Okay, and away. Not bad.
Okay, so
Which direction is the enemy? Which direction
Yeah.
is Banthos? Banthos and the girl. I want to know where they are, and I want to know which direction the enemy is approaching.
So you can certainly tell that they're coming your way. Distance wise, I would say you are somewhere between 30 and 50 feet from them in the woods, but you can't know that for sure. That's just kind of what it tells you, but it sounds like they're coming from roughly 3 different directions. So where the tent was, the back end of that sort of leads off into the deeper woods. This was the first tent that they had come across. And so directly behind the tent in the woods, and then sort of from both the right and left sides of the tent. Sounds like, really to you, it sounds like there are 3 separate pockets sort of converging on the location of the tent. You can hear that their walking it's not quite a march, so you don't feel like they're necessarily trained, soldiers, but they're definitely plodding their way through the forest towards you.
Well,
I would like to, with Nork in hand, hide in a tree.
I'd like to check for enemies. I'd like to check more specifically the location of them better with my dwarven vision.
So what you're trying to check exactly where they're coming from?
Yeah, what side?
And I'm trying to.
Is clear.
I'm trying to pull Nork with me and into the tree to hide.
You want me to roll a perception?
All right, so you're looking for which side is clear. So you go ahead and roll me a perception check for that. You're up in a tree too, keep it in mind.
Okay. Oh wow, it did not work for some reason.
What'd you roll? Hold on.
I didn't roll anything.
Oh. Oh, there it went.
16.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so you look out and you can see faintly from your height and position. Plus, you have dark vision, so you can see a little farther anyway. From your vantage point, you definitely see 2 torches. One is straight back, sort of it's on the opposite end of the tent from where you came out, where the entrance was. And you can see them probably from where you're at, I'd say, 50, 60 feet back. And there's just a torch, and you can see at least maybe 2 people back there. To your left, it's harder to tell. You see shapes moving out in the distance. Behind you, though, you don't hear anybody. And as you kind of peer out that way, it looks, as far as you can tell, to be a pretty clear path, which would be back from where you guys came toward the cabin with the old woman who sent you here in the first place. Aside from that, you can't really tell much else. Like I said, you don't have clear numbers, but you get the sense that it's several people moving through the woods.
So is there any way that they, from where they're standing at, I'm gonna wave at them to come over here, to Chara and Nork.
Yeah, okay, so I mean you can wave at them. And it's up to them, I guess, if they want to do anything about you waving.
I would like to do something. As he's waving his arm, I grab the arm he's waving at them, and I pull it down. I look him in the eyes and point to where they are, and I say the words, "Save the girl, give me a sword. Go."
I don't have a sword. I don't have a sword. I have a battle axe. And that's
Damn it, man. Save the girl and give me a sword. I'll hold them off.
I have them. I have no sword.
I only have a sickle.
So let's go.
Well, this is an awkward.
We can save the girl, but we must hide and book it.
We can
take the girl and hide. Give me a sword. I'll hold them off.
We don't have a sword, and we can tree dash.
Then run, man, run. I turn my back to him in the direction of the enemy and slowly walk backward.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to hide in the trees to be able to just
I'm
run
gonna
in
be
there.
acrobaticsing my way towards the direction that I know that there are no enemies.
So you're trying to like monkey branch through the forest with a girl on your back?
No, I'm trying to
As a
like
dwarf?
dash, like close,
You're in a tree, bro.
I know, close branch to close branch sort of thing, not crazy mad acrobatics.
I want to.
I need you. Okay, I need you to roll me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
After this, I would also like to get into the tree and hide, and also do monkey shit.
So Shara is running to Banthos, and Banthos is jumping branches. Nork is
Yeah,
walking.
Char is basically scaling the same tree, I guess, and starting to head, hopefully, along with Banthos through some trees. But we're gonna have to check some stuff first. So, Banthos, I need your acrobatics check first.
Oh my god, I'm fucking screwed. Please
What'd you
don't.
roll?
Please don't. 4.
Oh, geez. Yeah, so you try to grab the very first branch sort of nearest you, and you realize pretty quickly that, A, dwarfs are really not built for trees, and B, the weight of the girl on your back really throws off your balance, and you start to sway, and she almost lets go, and you grab her, and you save her. You're holding her suspended above the ground, but you look at her, and you realize, wow, that almost went terribly, terribly wrong. Shara, you go ahead and roll me a climb check.
Okay.
Do you have climb as a skill?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll me that.
When your homeland is Valen.
17.
When your home city is Valen. And
So Shara does successfully scale the tree. He gets up to Jay's level. In fact, the girl sort of reaches out for you, and you kind of help her get back up, sitting on the branch. So you guys are all on the same sort of thick branch up there, probably about 10
right
feet
now, we
up.
technically have 4 party members.
Does the girl have the girl has like a little thing around her mouth so she can't speak, right?
No, not
No,
now.
she doesn't. Okay, so she
Wait,
just.
hold on. There's technically 4 people in our party currently.
3.
No, there are 3 people in your party.
No, because we've got the girl too, which is basically.
Yeah, she's an NPC.
Yeah, but she's basically part of our party.
Well, I mean, yeah.
But she ain't gonna do
And by
anything.
NPC, you mean me playing the NPC because nigga, I am the NPC. So.
Well, only in the sense that you two are a little bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Eat my dick. Okay. Anyways.
Hey! You can't not include me.
Well, all of us are in a party now.
Okay, well,
Alright, cool.
okay, back on track.
Is there?
What are we
Wait, hold
doing?
on. I need locations of everybody's character. Where's Chara? Where's Nork?
I'm
Banthos
basically
is
right now-
currently
dude, I'm basically
dangling
right
the
next to you.
NPC from his arms in a tree. Shara is somewhere in that tree.
I'm
Okay, so basically,
I'm still
at this
him.
point, Banthos, the girl, and Shara are all sort of sitting on the same big, thick branch, probably about 10 foot up a tree that's probably about 5 to 10 yards away from the tent that just went up in flames. They're sitting there together because she almost fell. Shara and Banthos sort of helped save her and pull her back up onto the branch. So Nork is now on the ground somewhere doing some weird shit. Nork, what are you doing?
Did I? Of course, I was watching him when he ran to save the girl. Did I know that he successfully scaled the tree? Did I see him just acrobat?
You're close enough that you could see him, yeah. And especially with the light from the fiery fucking camp, yeah.
Okay, well, then I'm gonna go ahead and continue walking backwards, and I'm going to, just in the edge of the tree line, try to take concealment so that I can't be seen from the, what appears to be militia.
Okay, what are you taking concealment behind? What are you looking for?
Whatever's in the edge of the woods, I'm looking for bushes and low growth. Just dense vegetation on the low side.
I don't know why, but
Okay.
when he said militia, it made me laugh. What appears to be
So
militia.
you run over there. Go ahead. Do you have a stealth skill?
1 moment.
Did you even go through and select your skills?
Yes, I did. I don't
okay.
believe stealth is. I think I have survival and not stealth. And yep. Oh, I have a stealth skill of 5. It is
shit!
uncanny.
Oh shit!
All right, then. Go ahead and roll me a d20 plus 5.
Even untrained?
Yeah.
Okay. 1d
I mean, my stuff skills 4, but okay.
plus
I never
5.
rolled my skills. I just got skills.
And
Your skills is
So-
basically, or your deck. Your skills are basically your modifiers.
Yeah, but I never
Well,
No,
kind
no,
of,
you have a
kind of,
separate
sort of, but you
skill.
have to have the skill to be able to use it. So, like, to be able to use stealth, you have to have the stealth skill.
Yeah, I know.
All right. So, Nork, you run over into, you find a little grove of just very dense bush, and you sort of just tuck yourself into it. And as you do so, to anyone that would be standing there watching, it would almost look like you completely vanished into thin air as you move into the bushes.
all right.
So at this point, y'all are sort of all up and wherever you are.
Can are, in
Uh,
any way,
Dina,
is there
may
anything
I?
that's like shining through or that they can see me through?
Well, from where you're at, the light of that campfire is kind of glowing up that direction. It would be a question. I mean, they would have to check to find you.
I
It would
would
be a
like.
question
Can I
of whether or
rotate?
not they saw you.
I'm gonna rotate kind of around the tree to the side that the fire isn't hitting, so that like my back
He's
is to
not.
the fire.
Take concealment in the shadow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to slide over there, try to go into concealment. Jay, do you have a stealth skill?
Yes, sir. I do.
What's
I'd
your?
like to
Oh yeah,
go-
you're a rogue. Yours. What's yours?
My stealth is 3.
Okay, so roll me a d20 plus 3.
I would also like to go into concealment after Jay.
Oh shit. 18.
It's 18.
All right, and what are we? All right, and what are we doing with the girl?
I'm like carrying her on my back still.
So you're going to try to sling her back on your back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's an 18, but you're going to lose some for having the girl. Okay, so okay, yeah. So you move to the back of the tree. You're pretty well hidden, I would say. A little bit of light's catching on just a little, part of the big old battle axe that's fucking sticking out of your back is admittedly glinting a little bit in the firelight. But other than that, you're pretty well hidden behind that tree there. Shara, you're moving to concealment now?
Yes.
All right. Where are you trying to go?
Basically kind of do the same thing as Jay, hide around, glint at us.
So are you going to try to get above Jay and cling onto the trunk? What are you trying to do? Because he's moved
Actually,
around from that branch.
I'd like to kind of go like deeper into the forest, not that far away from Jay, but like deeper enough where the fire doesn't glint.
So you dropping down to the ground, or what are you doing?
Monkey branching.
All right, all right, give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
If you have acrobatics, which you probably do.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. Okay. 12.
So you start moving through the woods. Admittedly, you kind of get a little tripped up here and there, but overall, you managed to make it probably a good 20 yards into the forest, into the darker outside the ring of where the light is cast from the fire. And as you're moving through there, at this point, let's go ahead and have everybody go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh shit, y'all are screwed.
Perception.
Perception, that's gonna be great.
Perception skill.
Wisdom.
3.
Please roll something good, guys.
Can I use alertness?
Alertness. Yeah, alertness gives you +2 to your perception. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's great. So then I can. This works out great for me. What? Okay. Okay.
Oh shit. Hold on. I think I just fixed something because there was something weird. Damn. Okay. So I just figured something out. My stealth is 1 lower because it was set to intelligence instead of strength.
Huh.
2. Is it strength? Check if it's strength, guys.
A stealth is dexterity.
Dexterity.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Let me open the book to that page. I think it is dexterity, though. Stealth. Yeah, dexterity.
For what modifies the skill?
All right, did everybody roll their
Yes.
Banthos, Newark, Shara? Okay, yeah, cool. So let me see what we got here. Banthos got a 6. Newark got an 11. Shara got a 13. So Newark and Shara, you're both vaguely aware, from your position that a group of guys have now emerged from the woods and are standing around this burning tent, and they're looking around frantically. You can tell they're trying to see where everybody is. So far, 3 guys have emerged from the left side of that tent, and you actually also see 2 guys coming out from the back, sort of right corner of the tent, and they're all they seem to be winded. They've been coming here quickly, and you can hear them, the voices just muffled, what the hell is going on here? Well, I don't know. I just got here myself, damn it. Well, let's find the bastards. And they sort of nod to each other in agreement, and they start to sort of split a little bit up and start looking around within, sort of for now, the immediate area of the tent. Banthos, you see none of this. You're on the back of the tree, completely oblivious. Just you're too focused, I guess, on the girl and staying on the tree, and you don't notice these people come out at all. So you have no idea really that they've emerged from the woods.
Am I in talking distance with Banthos?
You are.
Okay, so that works.
But be aware. I mean, you're close. You'd have to probably raise your voice to talk to him.
We're still in out of combat turns, correct?
Right now you are, and right now you're all stealthed and haven't been noticed.
Alright, can we could we sleep into for 10 minutes? No, not 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
You're trying to do what?
I'm trying to sleep for 20 minutes.
You can't sleep right now.
Damn it. Tells me something.
I'd like to just take off my disguise and put it in my backpack. I know that doesn't think I have to ask for, but Just kind of knowing me, that's love, Don.
He wants to take the disguise off.
All right, I mean, fair enough.
Shouldn't have had it on this long.
Yeah, I'd kind of.
All right, well, we'll let you take that off, but that's going to take your turn. But that's fine if you want to. You're still in stealth.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, my funny thing that takes a turn, my AC is now back to 10, but whatever.
Okay, Nork, what are you doing?
I want to know, am I in combat range of any of these enemies? Are any of them not in view of the others? If so, I want to go ahead and make a stealthy attack and kill the one and then regain concealment. Is that a possibility?
Well, they're sort of, as they're moving around, they're sort of 2 on each side of the tent. They've sort of come from the back, and they've split into groups of 2 that are pretty well spaced out, and they're kind of just slowly walking, looking around in the woods, looking to see what they can see, through the firelight.
Are there any 2 that are not known to the other 2? Is it possible that I do a sneak attack and can take out 2 and regain concealment?
Yes, it would be very difficult.
Right.
But I suppose if you were adept enough at your fighting skills, you could give it a try.
All right, then since I'm a class fighter, I'd like to attempt that. The nearest pair to me, the most likely that I could attack and return to concealment in one move. I'll go ahead and do I need a move action, or can I go ahead and attack?
Go ahead, and really we're gonna treat this not as an attack, since we're attacking 2 targets and we're trying to do a stealth kill on them. We're gonna treat this as more of a skill check. We're gonna check your dexterity versus their reflex.
Okay.
Okay.
So Which basically is their dexterity. So, all right, go ahead and roll 2 of yours.
Attacks?
Roll 2 1d20s plus whatever your dexterity is.
Nat 20.
All right.
A nat 20.
No, that doesn't count. This is not a dexterity bonus.
No, that definitely counts because you didn't add anything in. You got a natural 20 plus the dexterity bonus, so you really got a whatever.
Okay, and then plus 5.
So it's 5 is your dexterity bonus?
Yeah.
13. Oh shit.
So a 17. Wait, why didn't the 20 count?
It's a natural 20 without the plus 5. It's a nat 20, a total of 25.
Add the plus 5.
Oh, never mind. I'm stupid. Okay, never mind. I forgot that I rolled.
One is 13 after. So
I rolled a 12. You got a 30. Yeah. So actually, what? As you go ahead and run out there, and you successfully.
May I?
Having a nat 20. Yeah, you got them both. Go ahead.
Yes.
What happens?
And
you're unarmed.
12. So I jump out of the bushes, and with my bare hands, while one is turned facing the opposite direction, I go ahead and jump into the air, land my feet on his shoulders. I reach my hand down, grab his upper jaw with my left hand, with my right hand the lower jaw, and I proceed to tear his lower jaw off.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I then kick against the shoulders and lunge myself airborne at the second enemy. And beat him 13-12, according to the DM.
Okay, for that one, since it was not a nat 20, I'm still going to give him, like, unconscious, but I do want you to roll for damage on that one, a 1d6, so I can track his health.
No modifiers?
Out for us, Logan. Like, Christ, we can't have one dude walking around.
Oh, he's not. He's unconscious, but he's not dead. The other guy's dead.
Oh, okay. I recorded that.
What'd you roll?
It's a 3.
Okay,
yeah,
so 3
there might be valid ones.
Immediately following the second attack, I make a quick maneuver to regain concealment right where I was because it worked last time.
Okay, you can do that, but I still need you to roll a stealth check for me to get back in concealment.
Where's my stealth skill? I've pulled that a few times. Does anyone remember? Never mind.
Is that a 3? Is that the 3 that you just rolled?
I'm not sure. Let me, pulling it up now.
Oh, no, the 3 was the damage. Never mind. No,
yeah,
stealth
was 5.
20 plus your dexterity.
1d20 plus dexterity is 3. No, dexterity is 5.
Oh shit, this thing has a really good dexterity.
So 1d20 plus my dexterity bonus?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah.
Ew, not great. You jump back over there. You're pretty well hidden, but I guess given the blood all over you from snapping this guy's jaw apart, you kind of stick out a little more than you did before. You are somewhat concealed, but just keep that in mind. So Banthos, what are you up to over there on that tree, bud?
I'm gonna, can I roll a perception check just to I can
here.
Get to know what.
You can roll a perception check, but you gotta tell me what you're looking for.
I'm looking for what's going. I'm looking at my surroundings. I'm just checking what's going on.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Get an update on my party members.
Oh my god, what the key? Your carpet? No, this sheet. Give me fucking shoes. I forgot
that plus the perception, which is 2, so 17 on that 17.
So
17.
Yeah,
okay.
17.
So yeah, you look around, you see now. You kind of peek around the corner, and you see 2 guards on one side of this. Pretty much almost completely out now, this camp, this tent that's gone up. It's once the cloth burned up, it's pretty well burned out pretty quickly. So it's getting dimmer. There's still a lot of smoke in the air, a lot of embers. You can actually hear the groans of one of the guys that's not quite dead, that was just burned up, just rolling around. And you also glance over, and with your dark vision, you can see far enough to see two corpses on the ground, and what looks like the fighter you met earlier sliding back into the bushes. He slides in, and you can see his face just peeking out of the bushes, illuminated by the light, and it looks rather horrifying with the blood that's splattered up on it.
I'm a kid now.
Shar, what are you doing?
Sorry, my family's all over our room, so it's really hard to like both things at once. I would like to look around for. Actually, sorry for that. Can I get an update on situation since I can't pay attention? Since I wasn't paying attention for a majority of that because my family.
Basically, Nork popped out of the bushes, murdered two people, dove back into the bushes. Jay looked around and realized all of that.
Ah. Okay.
Realized all of that.
Are we streaming this shit?
Yeah, I am. I don't know.
Awesome.
I would like to look around for any specifically marked trees. Like trees that look like they've been like cut or like burned or something.
Okay, go ahead. Do you have a are you the one, didn't you have a knowledge nature?
Yes, I have knowledge nature.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a check with knowledge nature.
Ooh, okay.
Knowledge nature. What you gonna get, boy? What you gonna get?
A 20.
Oh,
Not.
You rolled a natural 20?
No,
No.
Oh,
With a
okay.
modifier.
That's fine. I'm just not looking at it right now. So you start to scan around from what you can see, which is not necessarily extremely close to you, just because it is dark. But as you look around, your eye does catch something. It's what we would. It's your geographical knowledge really that hits you. You recognize a certain marking on a tree, down probably about shoulder height to a normal man. You see these 3 diagonal slashes, just 3 cuts right in one tree. But they, knowing the area as well as you do, with your knowledge of local geography and nature, it suddenly occurs to you that this is the place that you've heard stories about. This is the woods where the slave camps are held. And the slave camps, they say, once you enter a slave camp, you only come out dead or a slave. But as the saying goes, what's the difference, really? And so you realize that you're not in a spot that you want to be.
Yeah. All right. Well, you should. I'm just saying. I think you should tell me that. So
what are we doing, folks?
Question. Can I ask a question real quick?
You can do whatever. You can talk to Shar all you want.
Is this? No, I'm talking. I'm asking you. Is this the same marking you saw earlier? Do we have to go? Yo, guys, I gotta go.
All right, we'll keep it. We'll write it down and we'll remember where we're at.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see y'all.
Good game, guys. Thank you.
All right. Love you guys.
Yeah.
We'll play again soon.
Alright, we've been streaming for 38 minutes, so we've been playing for like at least 40.
Do you think you'll be able to play Wednesday, Jay?
No, because I won't be home and I won't be able to get on Discord.
All right. Well, just text me. Try to give me like 2 days notice before you want to play.
Okay. I'll see if I can get on, but I don't guarantee anything.
Okay. Well, just text me before you're ready to play, like right that moment.
Okay. I'll see you guys maybe Wednesday, alright?
All right. Love you, buddy.